Just
Put the gun down before you kill someone.
Teenage Girl's Diary.
Hello, and welcome to another Dollar Store Drive-In. I'm your host, Laura,
I'm Joel.
and we are the
I don't
Newlydeads.
know why I said it like that.
I'm Joel.
I'm Joel.
And today we are reviewing another film that Joel bought at the Dollar Store. Is that one of the ones you got at the Dollar Store?
It is.
Yes.
When I picked it up, I went, this isn't going to be good, but it's $1.25. We need it for the show. Give it to me. And then the lady behind the counter said,
Like, who are you and why are you telling me that you have a show?
and then I went, oh, she spit on me. None of that happened, but.
But yes, we are reviewing another movie on our show, and that's what this show's about. It's a half-hour show where we chit-chat about a movie that we found in the wild most of the time.
And expect singing in this episode.
Yeah.
It's going to happen at least once or 3 times.
Yeah.
The rules are it has to be something that we've never seen before, something that we found somewhere that sells budget DVDs or Blu-rays, and it has to be under $5, or it has to be sent to us directly by the filmmaker or the distribution or whoever makes the product. So this one met those qualifications.
Yep. And what's the name of this film?
This movie that we are watching this week is called Cruel Peter, not to be confused with Struwelpeter.
What is a Struwelpeter?
Uh,
You kept saying that. Now it's just like...
It's something to do with Christmas or something. I don't remember. I'll put a thing down here and let you know in like a little trivia thing because I'm forgetting now. But I want to say, oh no, it was on The Office. It was an old wife's or a fairy tale, kind of like Grimm's fairy tales about a little boy who had like long fingernails, I think, or something, and like they cut off people's noses or something like that. Weird. Anyway, I'll put it in the thing, or we'll look it up during the trailer.
All
Anyway.
right. But yeah, so Cruel Peter. And the reason he said that there's going to be a lot of singing is the entire time that we watched this, I was singing, "It's a cruel,
Cruel
Peter. You're not the only one. It's cruel.
It's a cruel.
Cruel Peter."
It was a fun time, and he is actually very.
He's cruel.
He's very cruel.
I hate this kid.
Yeah, I hated him too.
Should I read the synopsis?
Yes, please. Before I punch Peter in the face.
Yeah. After the tragic death of her mother, Bianca makes an attempt to contact her spirit. In the process, she unknowingly summons Peter, a 13-year-old boy who lived a life of violent and evil ways and was ultimately killed in an act of revenge. Now Bianca's father must dig for the truth to save his daughter from a curse before they become victims of Peter's vicious acts from beyond the grave.
Wait, he was 13?
Yeah.
It could look like he was maybe,
9.
yeah, between 9 and 10
10.
years old, maybe? I mean, his hair might have been 13, but his body was like 9 or 10. Hopefully in the trailer you'll see it. I haven't actually checked the trailer situation out yet, but if you do, he's got this like haircut that people would label as being, that's not the kid from the movie, as being emo. I don't like that term. But yeah, it's over his eyes, and he's I don't know how he sees. Somebody should have cut his hair. Looks like Little Lord Fauntleroy, but all in black and likes to murder small critters and stuff.
It's an Italian film, right?
Well, it takes place in Italy. It seems like there's a lot of Italian people involved with it, but they were speaking English. It wasn't dubbed. There was no subtitles, and they were all English.
It's true.
Actors for the most part, but
Yeah.
there were Italian actors, and it took place in Italy. So, little column A, little column B. Hi, Shaggy.
Little column A, little column B.
He's got hair like, kind of like Cruel Peter, except he's more of a blonde, and he's not cruel.
But he does drool.
He does occasionally drool.
Oh yeah, did you introduce him to Shaggy?
Oh, Well, if you've never been here before, we've got we filmed this in our house. So if you hear weird noises, it's not anything weird. It's just the dogs or the fish or whatever lives in the walls that we're not sure about. But that's Shaggy. Bailey's over there laying down where I was just sitting, and so.
And no one would know.
They pop up occasionally. This one especially likes to be, not that he likes to be on camera, he just likes to be near us.
Yeah, he's got anxiety.
He stares at us longingly, and occasionally Bailey will jump up and sit on one of our laps because he actually likes to be on camera most of the time.
So just be prepared for dogs. Hopefully you like dogs.
If you like dogs. You like dogs?
This is the show for you.
It's the show for you. If you like bad movies and dogs.
Not always bad.
No, that's true. There are some that were...
Interesting...
Unique films.
Unique films.
Unique up on them to watch them.
Yes.
Anyway, so what do we think? Trailer time?
Yeah.
See some trailers? And...
All right. Let's put on a trailer.
My uncle never met anyone as mean as Peter. He enjoyed hurting others, and he did it without fearing to be punished. His mother always protected him. Peter had to be stopped.
There's a restoration job going in Italy. You can show the world that you can still run a site.
Here is cruel Peter Hoffman. See, a horrid and wicked boy was he. She's unwell. She needs help.
Black magic marks on her body. The marks of the witch. Liz is possessed.
Are you there?
We're back. What did you think about the trailer? Were you scared?
Did it have wheels?
Was there farting noises in it?
Was there weird little captions and subplot title things? I don't know what words I'm saying because it's a cruel Peter. No, that was not used in that trailer, by the way. I was sad about that.
I'm just sad.
Was that Bananarama? Is that right? Was that Bananarama that sang that?
I don't know.
I think it was Bananarama. They're an Irish
From the 80s.
trio from the 80s.
Cruel Peter.
I'm pretty sure it was Bananarama.
They sang the Cruel Peter song?
The Cruel Summer song that we're stealing to make Cruel Peter.
I don't know what you're talking about. I made up the whole thing.
You should put that, like, write it down and get a band, and we'd make, like, literally, like, tens of dollars. Literally.
Maybe even pennies.
Literally. On the dollar.
Tens.
Pennies and tens of... I don't know where we're going with this.
So tell us, Joel, what did you learn about this movie?
So, as usual, we take notes, draw pictures. Sometimes she takes notes and draw pictures. But this is from 2019, so it's pretty recent. 4.4 out of 10 on the Internet Movie Database. Directed by Christian Bisiglia, who also was the writer, who is known for a film called Agente Matrimoniale, which basically, if you can't tell by my butchering of the Italian language, that he's a wedding agent, I guess, or an agent of matrimony. I don't remember what it was about. I did look it up, and now I forgot what it was about.
That's somebody who marries someone?
I don't know. It sounds like a superhero that's really, like, good at marriage. Like he battles La Divorcee or something like that.
Uh-huh.
You know, they get into like some wicked fights or in legal battles.
Like, no divorcing for you.
He also did a film called The Haunting of Helena. I don't know if she's from Troy or not, but she's haunted. It was also directed by Asciano Malgarini, who also directed The Haunting of Helena with Christian, but not Agente Matrimoniale. I'll have to look those up and maybe give you like
Explanation.
translations. Yeah. The cast: Peter was played by Aaron Bevan, who did an episode of a show called The Outcast. Didn't do anything else, it didn't seem like, which is probably for the best because that hair has got to get in the way. Harry Douthwaite, who played our titular hero. He was in the last horror movie, which I just talked about, if you remember, last week I want to say it was, or maybe it was a week before, last horror movie from 2003 that I've never seen, but I remember the box from when it was in the video stores or streaming or whatever. He also did an episode of Love, Death, and Robots, which we've enjoyed the first season and started the second season, but never finished it, as occasionally
I
happens.
like Love, Death, and Robots.
Fantastic show if you've never seen it. It's an anthology all about futuristic robot-y type things, and it's all different animators, and it's cool.
Very.
Zoe Nochi was played the daughter. This is her only credit. She played Liz, I believe was her name. And then Rosie Fellner played the girl that I thought was going to be the love interest / the female counterpart to our hero, but ended up being like a bad person. She was in a couple of things that are actually things you might have heard of. She was in The Trip with Steve Coogan. She was in Mara, which was a horror film that came out, might have been 10 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was in Heist, which I just watched fairly recently with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Robert De Niro, and it was a pretty good movie, actually. I'd recommend it. All right, so that is the basic rundown for you, Jim style.
Thank you for giving me the rundown.
Faxing it
Good
to
job,
my uncle.
Jim.
Oh wait, I was going to do this and I pointed instead.
Shooting me.
Yeah.
So what'd you think?
Well, as we said, he has bad hair. He looked like the Blue Boy painting, slash Little Lord Fauntleroy, slash, what was the name of the kid?
Well, he was from the early 1900s.
Yeah, but he wasn't like Dutch or anything. He was in Italy.
He was from like 1908, though.
Who was the one who stuck his finger in the dike to keep
little
it
Dutch
from
boy.
flying? Was that the little Dutch boy also?
From flying?
From flooding? Did I say
He
anything?
said
Flying?
flying.
Yeah, because that's what you do. If you want your dam to not fly away, so your water stays behind
Shove your
it,
finger in it.
stick your finger in it, plug it up, won't fly anywhere.
I swear to God, you said fly.
I probably did.
No, you probably said fly.
We'll check the tape.
Check the tape.
Check the tape. They gave you a little bit of backstory at the beginning of the film, and I gotta admit, they did a good job of establishing that he was pretty freaking cruel.
Yeah, like setting animals on fire and crap.
He set a rat on fire, and after the rat was pretty much dead, these two kids come up with a box, and apparently Peter thought it would be funny to bury their dog in the box in a spot and then tell them to go find it, but not tell them where he's at. So by the time they got there, the dog had suffocated.
Yep.
Because they weren't fast enough, according to Peter. They weren't smart enough to
Yeah,
figure
he was
it
an
out.
a-hole.
And because his mother, he used a straight razor on the help, that lady or whatever that worked
Yeah, he
there.
cut some lady's cheek with a straight razor.
And it's like, I didn't do it. And his mom's like, oh, well, if he said he didn't, then he didn't. So you're fired and get the hell out.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was supporting his terrible behavior. So
yeah. Nuts.
You wanted him to be tortured or murdered or stabbed or thrown off a cliff or stuck in a dike to keep it from flying away. Something. Because he was definitely a crow Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think up to this point? I've got more notes, but I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the cruel Peter at all.
Nobody likes violence against
No.
animals.
Yeah. So, are we doing spoilery kind of things? If so,
I mean, we won't give away the full-on ending, but I do have some thoughts on the ending.
okay. So let's.
But
You won't remember this, and when you wake up, you'll not remember any of this stuff. After I say in 3, 2, 1, sleep sheeps.
What are we talking about?
It worked so well. It worked on Joel.
And I'm Joel, and we are the Newlydeads.
Oh, look, he's starting all over again.
Anyway.
Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna give you a little bit of spoilers, but yeah, so this kid sucks, and he ultimately gets buried alive, and then good because he sucks. The kid that he killed the dog, he just had enough, and he ended up.
Because that wasn't the first time they
burying him.
Sent or caused problems for this kid.
No. I didn't hate this movie.
Well, and then there was an earthquake that caused Peter to not be found because the kid was going to go back. His dad's like, you need to have a change of heart.
Yeah.
Even though it was
his friend said it.
Oh, even though it was going to get them severely
like,
probably
"You're not a
punished or
murderer."
whatever.
Yeah.
But the earthquake that happened that caused a bunch of people to lose their life also caused Peter to lose his life.
Yeah.
So anyway, what were we saying? I'm sorry.
I said I didn't hate it.
It was very nice to look at. Like, out of the films that we've seen, it was one of the nicer looking films.
If you like creepy little kid movies, you probably like this.
It's got some atmosphere. It's a little slow.
Yes. It's a little slow. It is creepy, though. There's some creep factor to it. Especially, this little girl gets possessed, with Cruel Peter's
By Peter.
soul or whatever. And, some of the stuff that she does is, creepy and...
A little bit.
Crawly on the ceiling kind of stuff. And...
Stabby, choky.
Stabby, choppy, heady,
floaty,
offy.
something. I don't know. She was doing all kinds of weird stuff. She got pulled into a dirty sink or something, if I remember.
Yeah.
Right. Peter's hand came out, and he was like, "Eeh," and he grabbed her.
He's cruel.
He's pretty cruel. But yeah, it definitely the film quality. There was some money behind this. The direction was
Or they were
pretty
just really
solid.
good with the camera.
Or they were really good with the camera. They had an iPhone that was,
Good acting.
The acting was above par. For the most part, it had all the elements that should have made a really nice, strawberry shortcake. And instead it made like a Pillsbury strawberry shortcake that you bought in the store. Is that even a thing?
So, it's a store-bought...
Instead of a homemade one, like at a nice restaurant, it's like a store-bought one that's it's okay. It'll fill you up, but it's not...
the best dessert ever.
It's not great.
Yeah. It's an alright dessert, though.
It's okay.
Nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah. And I wrote down that earthquake plus chicken Alfredo.
Oh, because there was somebody named Alfredo.
Alfredo.
Yeah.
They also relied a little too much on jump scares, which is fine, I guess, but...
It loses, your, ooh, another one.
And when you're like us and you watch a lot of horror films, that's a staple in your film-going diet, it kind of gets old after a while that there's nothing but jump scares. You want something that's a little bit more intelligent. Or
I
that's
agree with
different.
that.
Or that's funny. Or that's different.
Not super overplayed.
It felt
overused.
Yeah, pretty formulaic in that regard. I wrote she's filled with Peter.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't draw a winky face. I do Charlie Brown, actually. But I just am winking at you because you're my wife. What else? Oh, what was up with it being so dark?
It was very dark. I couldn't see the film for a little bit because, we always have our overhead light on because, as you know, I like to fall asleep.
She does.
I don't like to fall asleep. I just do fall asleep.
You enjoy sleeping.
I did not fall asleep during this one, though, in case you were, waging a bet on that.
Is that a new thing now?
Yes. Will she fall asleep?
The viewers of this show are going to be having a betting pool every
episode.
episode.
That should be a t-shirt. Just my face.
To find out whether or not Laura's going to fall asleep during the film.
Will she fall asleep?
That will affect her determination of what to give it when she determines what the ranking system is going to be.
Yeah.
And I personally like to have the lights off. When she goes out of town or whatever and it's just me here and the kids are gone, the lights don't come on until 10 o'clock at night.
Time for sleepings.
Even during the day, the lights don't come on. I prefer it to be kind of dark.
Like your
just
soul.
me. just like my coffee and my soul.
I love you, Dark
But not
Soul.
my toast. I like my toast to not be.
No,
too
he
dark.
likes it gross and floppy.
The toast doesn't have to be floppy. I mean, the bacon, I like it all the ways. It can be from floppy to just flat out like nuclear explosion. Don't care. But my toast, I don't want it to be burnt. Burnt does not equal tasty.
It's not burnt. It's just, crunchy.
Blackened is good. Burnt toast is not.
Okay. I don't know why we went off on that tangent. That's nothing to do with Cruel Peter.
So, okay, I know we're not going to give, like, all the way spoilers, but the twist at the end with Mom, number one,
Yeah.
and then the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, not that there's an actual coffin, but the final nail in the coffin at the very end of the film. Why?
I know. You do find out that his mom is a witch, which I am not super keen on when people are like, those evil witches! Oh! Only because, like,
I mean,
I disagree.
there's portrayals that have
Yes.
plagued,
Cinema.
for millennia
Millennia.
that, all witches are bad. And they're not.
They're not.
There are bad witches, just like there's bad everything else, You're
But it's
gonna-
always like, oh, she was an evil witch, and that's why they're the devil.
So they threw that trope in here, which was a problem.
Just, like, you don't have to say they're a witch. Just say that she, like, was, I don't know, also cruel.
Yeah, maybe she was just a bad person who got a little, like, went to somebody and said, hey, my kid got murdered and I'm trying to reach out to him. How do I do it? And they're like, here, try this and this. And she messes it up or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then there was a little bit of an innuendo that there's more to their relationship than just, like, it's kind of an Oedipus sort of thing.
Yeah, grody.
Maybe.
At the first I thought you said edible.
An edible thing, maybe? Like her shawl, the black shawl that she wore? Because I don't think we ever saw her face, did we?
I mean, only when she was the blonde lady. So I'm wondering if, like, that was her reincarnated kind of thing.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was weird. Maybe it was an edible shawl, and once he ate the shawl, then you could see that she was the blonde lady. And then the very ending, which will leave this part a mystery. But the very, very end of the film, why? I don't...
Oh, you're leaving that part the mystery?
We'll leave that part just in case somebody wants to
It's
see
just
it.
like, I'm just going to say, it's one of those movies where you think it's done and then it's not done.
Yeah. I don't know why we keep running into this scenario. It's like filmmakers that are making movies, like maybe they run out of money and then they're like, okay, let's end it. And then they find out that they have an extra 100,000 or something. Oh, wow.
Five grand.
We have very different beliefs in, how much movies.
You said 100,000 for the end.
How much money movies.
Yeah, I don't think that ending would be 100,000.
I don't know.
You just go to a library and...
The special effect with the inspector, that might cost a bit.
You do that special effect in the beginning of our show.
And that cost me $100,000
Every
week.
frickin' episode.
Twice. So $200,000 a week.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
Just for that one effect. But anyway, yeah, so it was like, it's not like you haven't seen it before, but it's not like I wanted to see it again, and it's not like it really...
Yeah. I just want... Can I at least say, like, what they can think of? Like, when we say that? Like, The Ring. You think it's over.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's not. And then you're like, oh...
And it's like, are you setting this up for, like,
great.
a franchise? Like, Cruel Peter 3... Peter Harder? I don't know. Harder
Even
Peter?
crueler.
Ah. Cruella
The Peter.
de Peter? I don't know. It was not. I wrote stupid ending, dumb and rancid, which is a throwback to my college days or something that somebody said once. That
Dumb and rancid.
Except that dumb is spelled with an E. Dumba and rancid. Anyway, for those of you who went to college with me, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Dumba?
Dumba and rancid. All right. So are we think we're at that point where we're going to talk about
Yes.
what we're rating it? Mm-hmm. I have a feeling that we might be a little divided, but just because you have a very unique rating system. So, what are we ranking this out of?
1 out of 5 burning rats.
No.
I know.
Sad.
It is sad.
I mean,
but it
not
was
really.
like memorable and very sad.
I don't really like mice when they're in the house, and I don't like rats if they're in the house. But if they're like rats,
We'll
that
just
grow,
say
they're
rats.
cute.
How about rats?
Except
Not
they got
burning.
big testicles. What?
Just rats.
Just rats?
1 out of 5
I mean,
rats.
okay.
Or
Pre-burned
I
rats.
could say Peters.
5 Peters.
Just put a picture of him.
5 big Peters wiggling in your grandma's face. That's a song. Except the word Peter is not there. Ravi McRaverson. Look it up. All right. So out of 5 Cruel Peters, I'm going to give it...
5 out of rats. Not Cruel Peters.
Oh, we're going with rats still? Okay.
Yes.
So out of 5 pre-burned rats, I'm going to give it
Non-burned.
1.5.
No, I'm going to give it 2. You know why? Didn't fall asleep.
Yep.
Better than Mermaid's Curse and The Tattooist.
So essentially, almost every film we watch is going to have at least a 2.
No, because they get points taken away for stuff.
Oh, that's true. I forget that she does also deduct as much as she adds.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm just grabbing a random number based on how I feel in this exact moment, and right now I'm feeling 1.5.
Yeah. And I also feel like I was partially entertained. It was nice looking.
It was nice looking.
The actors did a fine job.
The actors were good.
It just,
about par.
wasn't the best
It just was not
filmy.
No, it was not Willem Dafoe.
No. So, if they don't want to watch Cruel Peter, what do they want to watch?
So this is tricky because I can't say that I've got a movie that checks all the boxes. Checks them all. Just
checks
checks
them
them all. So I grabbed elements and I put them in a blender and I said, hey, this movie kind of is similar. It's not, again, anything that is something you've never seen before.
The Kind Peter?
It's Kind Peter. No. It has animals. It has possession of kids. It has people coming back from the dead, sort of. It's got a far better film. I don't know. I feel like there's one other thing that I'm missing here that I chose this, but I'm going with 1989's Pet Sematary. Not the remake. The remake, sometimes dead is better. But the original, I like most Stephen King
Classic.
films, and the original has grown on me the more I've seen it. Even part 2 is good. But
Did you like Cujo, by the way? We watched Cujo.
it was interesting. I felt bad because I didn't like the dog being, because I know the dog was happy to be playing around with them, and the tail was wagging sometimes, and I felt like the dog was confused, like it was being punished for something it wasn't doing wrong. So that part made me a little sad. But yeah, it was pretty effective. But this has Gage and a scalpel and an Achilles tendon that always makes me uncomfortable, as well as I don't remember the sister's name that's in the room.
It's Gage's sister.
Is it Gage's sister?
The sister.
Is it like Heidi or something weird like that? It starts with an H.
Yeah. Heather?
Helga, Helena, but it's played by a dude. Isn't that in Pet Sematary? Am I thinking of a different film?
No, there's a girl in it, right?
That's like up in the room and like traumatizes because they're feeding her, and she's got some sort of like issues. And is that Pet Sematary?
I don't think so.
What am I thinking of? I'm gonna put a note here because I think I've gone off the rails somehow.
Anyways, Pet Sematary. Check it out.
So,
Joel Bob says check it out. I'm
we're gonna get us in trouble.
I know.
We
Sorry,
said we're
sorry,
not
Joel
doing
Bob.
that.
Sorry.
Does that make you Darcy the Mail Girl?
No.
But that didn't work because anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are we watching next week?
Beep beep, Richie. Oh yeah, there's nothing back there. Why?
I don't know. Tell us.
You remember what happened with ITN distribution last week? Well, this week we have another one. Our friend Justin Cook, who is a public relations specialist, has sent us a copy of Mad Heidi, which, if you are not familiar with, I've not seen it yet. I've not even watched the trailer, but from the poster and from what I read in posts about it, it sounds like it's somewhere between Helen Keller versus werewolves and FDR American Badass, which I've seen FDR American Badass, but not the Helen Keller one, and it is Barry Bostwick at his finest. It's just weird. So this one is about Heidi, as in yes, Heidi from the hills of whatever.
Yonder.
With the pigtails and the lederhosen and all that stuff. It's her, but she's a badass. So
exciting.
it's got pretty good reviews. It's actually, there was a Fathom event for it, and they did a small theatrical run because of that, and it's just about to come out on Blu-ray. So Justin was kind enough to send us a copy, and he has agreed to start sending us other stuff too. So
Yay! So we're going to watch it. We will not have any spoilers.
So Justin Cook PR will be providing us with films as well as IT and distribution.
Thank you, and thank you.
And other places that we find. So we have just got I can't hold all of these films. We might have to start doing 2 episodes a week.
That'd be fun.
I couldn't keep up with that.
But if they
Unless it was my
if they
full-time
do
job.
want to watch us more than once a week, where else can they watch us?
In your dreams. No,
Or
it's
YouTube.
YouTube.com/@the Newlydeads. You can find all of our old content. You can find the original Dollar Store Drive-Ins before all this happened.
We're starting to do Code Orange because it is now spooky season.
You can find our Sinister Snack reviews, Food Fight. You can find Cinematorium, which is our non-Dollar Store related films, reviews, stuffs, and some shorts as well.
Yeah. Yep. There's also TikTok. Did you say that? No.
All of our social stuff is on there.
Yes.
If you want to find us.
Yes.
And where can they... wait, all of our social stuff is on where?
thenewlydeads.com.
I feel like I'm like way off tonight. So
I know, I'm a little sleepy.
Woo! It's partially because we
Will
were
she
up
fall
really
asleep?
late last night because of the fireworks that were not ending, and because we haven't eaten yet. So
Because it was the 4th of July yesterday.
it was the 4th. Today is the 5th, and by the time you watch it, it will not be either one of those days anymore.
No.
So thenewlydeads.com. What else? Anything else?
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And until next week.
Keep it cheap and creepy.
Bye.
Go look after your mother and sister. Where are you going?
We gotta finish this. Goodbye, Tom.
My uncle never met anyone as mean as Peter. He enjoyed hurting others, and he did it without fearing to be punished. His mother always protected him. Peter had to be stopped.